There you go. Welcome. Dr. Fred DiDomenico here, talking to you because we got an elite seminar coming up October 6th, 7th in Chicago. And every elite experience is guaranteed to make a massive shift in consciousness, mindset, and systems to take your practice to another level. In fact, we see consistently that over 60% of the people that go break records when they come back the first week. So this is going to be another great experience. I'm here with Dr. John Davila, because you're going to be one of the world-class speakers there. And let me continue my introduction. And the fact that one of the many things I love about you, well, number one, we love to go eat. But number two is that, you're the compliance guy that probably has one of the highest purposes as far as chiropractic philosophy. Not only you're world-class, but all your systems allow doctors more than just be compliant, but it's being able to sleep at night while they're fulfilling their purpose at the same time, man. And we're in a changing world. Lots of people are going cash. We're going to be introducing a new program we're going to talk about. So anyway, I'm excited to have you there. So tell us a few minutes of what you're bringing.
Well, actually, what we're talking about is how to be principled in dealing with cash. I mean, it's one thing to have a principled thought process about chiropractic, and we really, within our program, really try and support push through the idea that the subluxation is the main component. And if you deal with that initially in every phase of what you do, any case you take on is exactly the same, because philosophically you're handling the subluxation. If you do that correctly, all you've got to do is just manage a few other things. But the most important part really nowadays is not just, Medicare or whatever. This is really more about how to be able to handle the reimbursement side of it for yourself. And what's funny is a lot of people look at what I talk about and say, oh, it's insurance, it's this, it's that. And it really isn't. The funny thing is 90% of my clients that do deal with insurance, there's still almost 75 to 80% cash across the desk. Right. So the whole idea of someone dealing with, how do I become a cash practice, you should be looking at you almost already are. And what we found is that, is there a way to go 100%? It's kind of hard as far as 100% cash, but is there a way to from a principled standpoint, be dealing in cash correctly? And the answer is yes. And what we're going to go through is how to be able to do that. What are the steps you need to take? Because if you could actually get people to understand what you're doing, which is the chiropractic side, which is the practice management side, which is what you teach, the next thing is, how do I mechanically make sure that I'm collecting what I'm supposed to collect? And that not only that, but I'm doing it in such a way in which I'm helping the patient get reimbursed if they want to. Because if they can get reimbursed, and as you know, I mean, if they can get reimbursed, the patient will be happy. The one problem that you have is if you say to the patient, yeah, you're going to pay this, insurance will reimburse you X, and they don't get any reimbursement at all, no amount of patient management is going to fix that patient's upset. Yeah. So that's the whole point. So how do you do that? And how do you make sure that you don't get documentation requests even when you're giving the patient a super bill?
Yeah, well, and that's one thing. We had a conversation, and one of the reasons I asked you to be on here, other than you've spoken at many elite seminars in the past, is that people think they're a cash practice, but when you hand them a super bill, you're still in the insurance game, and you've had to help people basically get their butt out of some interesting situations.
Yeah. We had somebody a couple weeks ago send me an email. Hey, listen, actually about 2 months ago, John, I'm totally getting out of all insurance and I'm not seeing Medicare patients. Okay, great. And then like 3 weeks later, he sends me a copy of this. What is this? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I thought because I got paid already, I'm done. What are you done with? Well, this is a documentation request. Do I have to respond? Yeah, there's this thing called HIPAA. You have to respond. But I thought I was done with this. I thought I went to cash because of this. I mean, what's the difference?
You gave him a super bill.
You're in the game now. So, it was one of those things that he just like, I don't have to listen to anything. I'm just going to do this cash thing and then be done with it. And under HIPAA, they have the right. So if there's a way in which, and this is more of what we'll talk about, if there's a way in which you can create your care plans in advance, and really what we've done is we created this three-legged stool. And the three-legged stool is how we teach our clients to be able to create a situation or a profile with the insurance companies, whether you're self-pay or not, that you reduce the number of documentation requests. Because the true idea, the true reason to go cash isn't to reduce compliance. The compliance is the same.
Yeah.
It's to reduce the amount or the cost of collections. And if you know what you're doing in advance on how to be able to create compliant collections in the first place, your cost to collect is so much lower. And this is one of the things that it's almost as if the more you accept rules, the more free you are. You know what I mean? So the more you accept the way the rules are, the more free you are. Meaning, if I understand what the rules are and how to deal with the compliance side of things, either from a risk management standpoint, meaning I won't get sued, I have the documentation to prove everything. If I do all those things as fast as I can and be as compliant as I can, then from that compliance, from that acceptance of those rules, I am 100% more free, because at the end of the day, I go home.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's no financial secret that when you look at one of the main premises of financial success of high-level people like Warren Buffett, rule number one, don't lose. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's not lose the game, it's lose your dollars. And people, what Elite does better than anybody else is create value that people will pay out of pocket for corrective care. What you do the best is tell them how to hang on to what you got.
Yeah.
It's not about money, but the worst thing is when you get that letter that says, and you've seen lots of doctors, oh, by the way, you owe us $600,000 when they thought they were a cash practice.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Or even better, here's one that we'll really cover. And this is, I like to do your events because they're so positive in a positive thought process, because what I've seen is that we do financial consults for doctors on how to be able to create care plans that do two things. One is reduce the amount of compliance issues that are there as far as reduce your profile. And two is to make them profitable. Okay. So when we go through this process with doctors, 95% of the reviews that we've done, the doctor is selling a care plan that actually costs them money to deliver.
Right.
95%.
Yeah.
95% of the doctors come to, well, here's my care plans. And I look at them and you realize you'd have to see 30% more people to actually make money selling this care plan. Well, I'll just see more people. Yeah, but when that happens, not only does your per visit cost go down, but you need to hire someone else to handle 30 more people a day.
Yeah.
You can't do what you're doing. You've already maxed it out. And they have no idea. And it's just craziness. So they adopt this, what I call Walmart sales process of, well, if I sell it for $1 cheaper here, I'll sell something else for $2 more. The only problem is you only have the adjustment. You can't sell adjustments for $1 less than profit in wellness care and then sell them for $2 profit in active care. Why? Because here, get a pen, write this down. Because if you're watching this, write this down. Because you can't always control the number of new ones. And when we see that happen over and over and over again, the doctors who sell their wellness care at a loss compared to their cost end up in a bad place if they have a down new patient month, because the new patients don't cover or only are there to basically be subsidizing their wellness patients. And that's totally incorrect. And we see it over and over. I'd say almost 98%, 99% of our doctors sell wellness care at a loss, and they have no idea why when they're down to 10 new patients in a month, why their overhead is so hard to actually cover.
Well, and they're giving it away on the back end. So, we could go on with this forever, because every great influencer knows that you don't create value by charging less.
Nope.
You create value by solving a problem in a way that's different and unique than everybody else. You don't create, and this is the problem with chiropractic. We've tried to create value by let's make a deal, and by giving stuff away, and then we end up barely, almost a nonprofit organization.
Oh yeah, you're a 501c3 is what I call it.
Yeah, there's months that feel that way. So anyway, we can go on for this forever. I'm really excited about where you're going to bring. The theme for this weekend is building a powerful, purpose-fueled practice. And I'm really excited about where you're going to bring. We also have Ben Lerner, Joe Borio, Roberto Monaco, and myself will be speaking. So we got a power pack group. It's guaranteed to make a massive mindset shift. And I'm really excited for what you're bringing that weekend.
It's you know what, this is a lot more fun. People think that I enjoy the compliance thing. And I do. I mean, it runs in my head differently than everyone else, and I get that. But this is the stuff that I feel makes the biggest difference, because we're not in a CE class. We can talk about money. It's okay.
Yeah.
And it's not about getting your hours. It's really about how do I work through the mental gymnastics on how to create a care plan that's profitable every time I sell it. That way I can pre-plan out what my profit should be. Because here's one more thing, Fred. One of the things that I see doctors do is they hover over their CA. Where's the collections? Where's this? Why do we write this up? They have no idea how to pre-plan out or guesstimate exactly what they should be collecting, because they don't know what their care plans are worth. So if you do what we're going to show you, you'll be able to go ahead and say, okay, whether or not I'm doing it correctly, or I'm selling them correctly, or I'm actually pricing them out correctly. Because it's not about discounts. It's not about giving stuff away. And trust me, I'm the last person to tell you to give something away for free as far as value goes. But if you can handle understanding what your care plans are worth in advance and have the understanding as to why, you'll sell and you'll win the game. Because I honestly believe you can't sell what you don't own.
Right.
You can't sell what you don't own. And if you don't know why your fees are what they are and how you got them, someone goes to you, hey, listen, why are you so expensive? Because I got my fee schedule from Dr. DiDomenico, and then people buy that. They buy into your emotional insecurity of what the fee schedule is. Yeah. If you go, listen, the reason why my fee schedule is the way it is, the reason why the cost of this is because I know my cost and blah blah. All of a sudden, the certainty comes out. And it's no problem to sell. And it's no different in the cost than what you teach. When you teach this stuff from a certainty standpoint, you're looking at someone going, listen, the reason why you need 25 or 30 or 60 or 70 or 3,000 visits, whatever it is because I know from a clinical standpoint, I am rock solid as to the reason why.
Right. Yeah, well, you said one thing, and this will be my last comment. It's, when you know what the mental gymnastics are, and the whole idea is get a system so it doesn't feel like mental gymnastics.
Right.
Yeah, so
do the work in advance.
We're going to take the gymnastics out of it.
Yeah, do the work in advance. If you do the work in advance, you win.
Yeah, there you go. Well, brother, I'm excited. We'll see you there. Again, we have a whole lineup of great speakers. We're going to hit every area of practice, front door to back door, in mindset and systems, guaranteed to be really to help take it to the next level. So I'm excited to be there. Well, I'm sure we'll have a great dinner as well. And see y'all in October.
Thanks, Fred. Take care.
All right. Peace.